All right, welcome back to Mortgage Daddies. Today we got one of my good friends. Got to know him a lot over the last year. Went on some golf trips. Scott Crook. How's it going, my man?
Man, it's going great. They say, don't meet your heroes, man. But like,
You're here.
I'm here. I'm doing it with you, man. Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, brother. I think this is one that we, in the office, I know I set you up with Wendy to get you scheduled, and she's more excited than anybody for this episode. And I think, we're probably going to have a lot more single women viewing this podcast than ever before because of this guy.
I'm Vernon. I run the top mortgage brokerage in Massachusetts with over 20 years of experience.
I'm Craig. I've done $100 million consistently since my second full year in the business, and I'm Massachusetts' top mortgage broker. We're the Mortgage Daddies, with real advice, real stories, and real results.
Let's get going.
I'm not going to lie. I was like, who's Scott Crook? And I've heard the name, and I've heard Craig talk about you. And then the girls in the office like, what time is he coming in? What time's that podcast? So I didn't know like what time. I'm like, where's Scott? Like, is this guy going to show up? And they're like, he's already in the podcast room. I'm like, okay.
Took me a while. He does like how skinny my jeans are. So I was really working hard to get them as tight as possible. So it took me a whiwhile to get over here. Yeah.
Get all the ladies in the office excited before it starts up today.
So real quick, Scott, why don't you just tell everybody kind of what you do for work, how long you've been in the business and
sure. So I have currently working for Salesforce. So like kind of the Mount Rushmore of tech sales. I've been there for 10, 11 years. When we started, we were 10 billion, 15,000 employees. We're now 40 billion, 60,000 employees. If you watch TV at all, you've probably seen Matthew McConaughey or Woody Harrelson arguing over a dinner reservation, talking about agent force. And so I call on commercial manufacturers up and down the East Coast. I have about 50 folks that report to me. And we are really trying to bring these manufacturers that have been living off Friday afternoon spreadsheets and trade shows into the digital transformation age. And now we're layering the race to AI on top of that. So it's been exciting and equal parts exciting, equal parts pressure and this maniacal pace that we've been keeping for the last, 10 years. So
business sales never slows down. There's always, the bar keeps going higher and higher and higher, and it's just more demand.
Yeah, it's funny. Our fiscal year ended January 31st, so we just had this big rush, and it used to be everyone could catch their breath maybe the first week of February. I mean, we did a kickoff call literally yesterday at 9 a.m. So there's no end. The rush, the race for AI and the Wall Street, especially publicly traded companies. It's never been faster, and the pace is pretty intense.
And you must travel a lot.
Yeah, it's funny. I looked at my Marriott Bonvoy app, 141 nights in a hotel last year. And I think when I started, I couldn't imagine myself doing this 9 to 5, waking up every morning doing the same thing. The dinners, the hosting, the taking customers out, the first class, the basketball games, being in, all that, the entertaining. I loved it. Fast forward 10 years. My God, I just want to coach Bennett's basketball. Go to Reese's. I just want to be a dance dad and slow things down for a bit. So
so you got 2 kids.
I do.
Single dad.
Yes.
Single dad life.
Single dad.
In case anyone's,
have a great
all the single ladies out there viewing. Scott Crook.
I got a pool, hot tub in the back.
No, fire it in.
All the single dad things that you need to have.
Golf simulator in the garage. That thing's pretty sick.
Yeah, Crooked Stick. We trademarked that. So it's been Monday morning, hop on a plane, either in New York, DC, Atlanta, get home Thursday, 3:00. You kind of have one eye open, rush to meet the bus. And then you try to play Super Dad until Sunday afternoon. And then maybe you order groceries to your house. You definitely don't have time for anything else. And then Monday morning, kind of
back at it again.
Rinse and repeat for 10 years.
For 10 years. And, I watch your guys. Like, I respect that. I mean, you guys, what you're doing here, the passion, the pace. I could tell like his sales leadership, watching you, like the empathy, like you guys truly care about your people. I've watched how you guys have grown. We've gotten to know each other quite a bit. It's remarkable. And so we at Salesforce, it's just like you said, it's never enough. It's always what's next.
I feel like it's everywhere though, right? Yeah. It's just like in your DNA. Like you didn't do that for 10 or 11 years, grind that way, travel that way because you didn't want to be the best, right?
Yep.
You're working at an organization that is the best.
Well, it's funny at Salesforce, we say the sales cycle doesn't start until you've heard no 4 times. And so truly, if you forecast a deal at Salesforce, you need to go figure out how to get it. So if someone's like, I don't have budget, or we're having a down year, or I don't have the resources to implement this project, I've got 7 or 8 levers I can pull for every objection, and it's nonstop.
Just get the sale.
Yeah, just get the sale.
Dude, that's got to be exhausting.
I'm tired, even though I look great, but
obviously.
So I know we're I told you as I walked in maybe where we're going. So I'm actually, today is day 2 of me taking a little 90-day sabbatical.
A little vacay. I mean, you just banged out 10 or 11 years straight. So 140 days.
Yeah. But I think once a lot of the folks that I know in my world, they can't imagine ever stopping. And you've built this is your life. And you don't know any other way. But as you mentioned, we went to Pinehurst, man. Like I got to know you. I got to know a bunch of other guys that do just as well, if not better than me. And you guys own a business or work locally, and just still you don't have the anxiety that I have. Your phone, you're busy. I know how busy you are, but it's not 8 to 8 every day, and you're not on a plane, a train. And I watched you guys, and honestly, it was spending more time with guys like you. Yeah. And I was like, hey man, maybe there's potentially a better way.
We've talked about this a lot because the work-life balance is something that's like crazy. Like when you get started, that's not something you're thinking about. Like when I got started. There should
not be work-life balance when you're first starting off. For all the viewers, I'm going to just keep saying this. Your first couple years cracking into anything new or starting off at a new company, it should be all in. Javi, our guy, I've known him since he started off. Now he just walks in my office like, I just landed a monster account, right? Like because he grinds every single day. But there comes a point, 11 years on the road, like kudos to you because there's no way I could possibly do that. But I spent 11 years locally grinding. He spent, he's a special creature, this one. He spent like 2.5, 3.5 years just grinding 7 days a week. And that's what it takes though. But now you're hitting the point where at Salesforce, there is no, okay, I can take my foot off the gas, go coach my kids' games and go to dance.
No.
It just never stops.
I've done it. You've followed me. Like I am coaching. I am doing that thing. But the kids are in the car. And a lot of times it's, hey guys, dad's got another call. Or it's, I show up. I am coaching the AAU team, but I get there at 4:30 right as practice starts. We don't have a plan. And so I'm doing the things because I love it more than anything. But I'm not my best self. And, I hadn't been to a gym. Again, I look great, but I haven't been to a gym. I'm not taking care of like those things that never mattered because you just always think you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you'll have time for it later.
And when we start getting older, how old are you, Scott? For all the single ladies.
Okay, 45.
Yeah, so I'll be 47 this year, and I'm hitting that. I kind of hit that same point right around 45. I think Greg saw like the change. It was like you can't keep going at this pace, right? You got to start taking care of yourself. You want to see the kids grow up and. Like I tell the younger generation, I'm like, go take time off. Go spend it with your girlfriend, your wife, your kids. Like get out of here 2-3 days a week just to hit that reset button on that mental health. Because if not,
totally,
it's tough, man. And you don't want to work and miss out on the kids, right? Like he's actually been a big person to coach and advocate that for me. He's like, yo, why don't you just get out here and go watch your kids' game? Go do this. Now it's like, all right, I'm just going to put them all on my schedule and I'm going to try to make 90% of them, right? But we've been able to do that because we have each other kind of bounce off. Like he can cover me, I can cover him. We built a team around us.
I think like when we started, there was none of that. Like we weren't going to anything besides work events, whatever it was. And then it kind of hit a point where you're like, all right, you're missing out on everything. You're missing out on all the kids' stuff, not being able to coach. And I kind of just like, there was a switch that just flipped in my head. And I'm like, the work will be there. There's enough time to try to figure it out, whether it's coming in earlier in the morning, getting more support. Like we've added team members to be able to help us with some of the stuff. You know, if there's a few hours every day that I can take off, it allows for time on the back end to be able to get there. And now I won't miss something that they have, you know, or if we do have a work trip, you know, I'm sitting there on my phone watching the video of the game because, you know, I want to watch it and it's tough. I mean, I feel for you, like missing it like that is very difficult. And I totally get where you're coming from at this point with trying to figure out, you know, either something else to work for you or making a switch. And I think too, like, I mean, my opinion, working for a big company is tough. You know, we have a smaller company in the grand scheme of what Salesforce is by far. So it's a much more like family environment. You know what I mean? We're all very, very close here. We just asked you about somebody at Salesforce. Do you know them? Like, there's 60,000 employees. There's no, like, we know everybody that
it's
works
like asking somebody if they know every single person in the city of New Bedford.
Yeah.
Like, almost, right? Like, that's wild, 60,000 employees.
But not being from here, it does seem like most of the people I've met do know every single person at New Bedford, or they're a cousin or related.
They're
to
all
them,
related around here.
Yeah. But no, especially I know there's some folks you were just talking about, people that are starting out, like that grind and that grit, like it doesn't exist all that. Like it's not as prevalent as it used to be. Like if I missed my number when I was starting off, the last thing I was going to do was going to be complain about my territory, complain about it was, hey, I'm going to work harder. I'm going to figure it out. And that's how you made it. This day and age, you don't see a ton of that. So the folks that have the grind, I think you just said you found a new deal, like you're going to stand out and you're going to make it. And I think there's more of an acceptance now to build in these guardrails to, I'm going to make it, but I'm going to kind of do it my way. Especially if you have that grit, grind, and determination. It's definitely different than it used to be. Like 5 years ago, the thought of me taking a step back at a company like this, it didn't exist. And I ton of calls and emails in the last 24 hours, people being like, hey man, it takes a lot of, we respect the fact that you're actually prioritizing yourself and your family versus I think the common thought would have been like, he's lost his fastball. You can't cut it anymore, which is my fear and even thinking about doing something.
I totally agree with you because I would always feel like that. It's like I miss an event, I miss something. It's like I'm going to be replaced. Especially at a big company. It's like, well, they're just going to go on to the next, and I'm going to miss that opportunity. But at a certain point, you're going to miss a lot of other opportunities in life with your kids and your family. And you're not even from around here, right? You're from Miami.
I am.
So what brought you here?
Still know a lot of people in Miami, have property in Miami too. Anyway.
Just maybe a house up there too.
It's got a pool and a hot tub too, ladies.
If you grow up in South Florida, your only stated job is to get out of there as fast as you can. So my mom and dad grew up in right outside of Boston. My mom, Chelsea, my dad, Winchester. They actually moved to South Florida for, my mom was a teacher. Your South jobs, they were paying 3 times more than I guess they were here. So the year before I was born, they moved down, but we always had a place up in Sunapee. So summers we'd come up here. My dad was a Sox fan. Like I grew up, like he was a Boston guy. So when a lot of my buddies were trying to either go to New York or Chicago, I picked Boston and actually lived in Back Bay on 80 Marlboro for like a year and a half, 2 years.
He's lived a tough life, Craig.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so I was there, started out selling, had a really super normal path to Salesforce. I sold cigarettes for Philip Morris. So I went big tobacco for about 5 years and then made the natural transition to health and hygiene with Kimberly Clark selling toilet paper and bath tissue. I used to go to trade shows with literally a paper towel dispenser and a squirt bottle. And that's how I did an absorbency test to say, hey, Kimberly Clark was better than Georgia Pacific. I had a station wagon and would drive literally to convention centers. And
that's a hustle right there.
That's
what put you in 143 nights, last year at Salesforce. You remember the grind. That was way worse than the 143 nights with first class and all that.
Knicks games.
Yeah. It sure was.
So it's I got VIP over here. I'm driving around in my station wagon. You remember those days. And that's why I think it's hard to give up a great job like at Salesforce. You look at it, you're like the travel, the money, the VIP, the flights. It's like
everything. The Uber, everything's taken care of. Like everything I did was paid for. Even I lucky enough to become a member at the country club in New Bedford. There's a stipend from Salesforce that pays half. Like it's the golden handcuffs. I hope nobody from Salesforce, you don't have a ton of followers, but like once they got you, they don't want to lose you. And so they wrap their arms around you and give you all these things. But I think I'm starting to take some time to say, are all those things more valuable than
Time.
Screaming at my kid from the sideline during a basketball game. And
We're going to fast forward this episode.
It's a whole nother, it's a whole nother challenge.
Fast forward this episode, like another year, we'll have Scott back. He's like, back to Salesforce. I took my sabbatical, not taking that time off. I had 340 single ladies hit me up after your episode. Every possible viewer.
But dude, I know we didn't write this, but dude, I don't know. 4 kids.
4 kids.
Small, like young. Like I see you everywhere. I see, as I've lived here for 9 or 10 years, but I'm not actually ever here, right? And so, I watched what you guys did over the holidays. I think the fundraiser. You guys truly seem to care, and you're part of the community, and that's super appealing to me. Like I have not had that as I moved around a ton, and so. If you're able to build this and have that young, beautiful family and be part of the community, I mean, I don't know what else.
How many kids do you have, Scott?
So I have 2.
All right.
Yeah.
So this guy is an anomaly, right? 4 kids, all under 11. Peyton will be 12 this week.
Well, he started writing all the nice things he wanted me to say about him. And I'm like, buddy, I got it. You don't even have to write it down. I truly.
4 kids and he still makes it to a majority of the games and he's home. And I'm like, I don't know how he does it. Like, we won't even talk about the pterodactyl. Like,
oh man,
the
wait till that Savage gets into sports.
Oh,
how's he? Like,
he's 2. Lincoln's 2.5. So
2 to what?
12 almost. Peyton will be 12 next week.
Wow.
So
they didn't have heat at their house in the winter time.
It goes by quick. I don't know. It was like 1, and then a few years later, another 1, and we never intended to have 4. It just kind of happened over time.
But my oldest is 12 as well, and I think this.
Yeah, they're in the same.
I've
grade.
got like 2 years left. The way I look at it, before he's like, "Hey, Dad, drop me off at Johnny's house for a sleepover." Like he still thinks Dad is cool.
Yeah.
And he wants to hang, and I know that.
You do. I will.
Sadly, I know that's.
I see all your stuff, and I talk to you a lot, but I see how much you do with your kids. Like just even outside of sports, like you're always taking them to. It's like you are trying to cram in as many memories as possible, fast as possible.
We took the day after Christmas. I took him to LA. We went to a Clippers game, a Lakers game. I'm not being like, this isn't like the look at me. It's just we went Disney, Universal, Clippers, Lakers, a New Year's thing, and then we were back home.
That's awesome.
Part of it is I do want them. I love that people stay here and everyone's from here, but I also want them to see and experience as much as they can. But on that trip, I have slept 3 hours leading up to it, and I'm taking calls the whole time, and
it's tough.
So we do a lot. As you know, social looks fantastic. I can post the highlights. I love those 2 more than anything. But I think there's a better, I want to take Reese to breakfast before school and hang out and actually listen to what she's saying.
Yeah, not thinking about how many times your phone's vibrating and everything you got to do.
The stress. I got a meeting that starts at 9. Can I get, much longer can I sit at Starbucks? Because I have to leave to get her to drop off before I can get home to the Zoom call. Like that's been been the mantra. Yeah.
I think, it's such a different, like I was never planned to do anything like this when I was younger. I always thought like I was a firefighter, paramedic. I was going to stay in that. I was more of like a work with my hands kind of person, like work and, go home. And when you leave, you disconnect. Like there's nobody calling me to go save a cat out of a tree, on my off day. Unless it's like a crazy fire, you're going to get to go in if you want to. But this level is, not the physical side, but it's the emotional and the stress level of constantly having something to worry about, like your phone vibrating. Like we're sitting here and I'm sure your phone's still vibrating like crazy. My phone's vibrating like crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's figuring out, okay, how can I make enough time to try to make these calls back, get back to everybody, get these emails answered before I got to go to practice tonight.
Yeah. There's always a fire somewhere, it seems like. And it'd be nice to not have them be the most urgent thing in the world, or you're always chasing the bouncing red ball, like to be able to compartmentalize and put some of that stuff aside.
Were you able to go on vacation over the last 11 years and actually truly disconnect? Like that's what I talked to Craig a lot about. It's like when you actually leave for a long weekend, maybe it's not a full vacation. You go to Aruba or you just go to New Hampshire, you're allowed to did your job allow you to take 3 or 4 days off where you didn't have to answer the phone? I mean, we're going to do it, right? You're going to answer a couple calls.
Play quarterback a little bit, but not steer the ship. You know?
Yeah, like a little bit, but it still is
falls on you.
Yeah, we're a monthly forecasted business, so I had 5 sales leaders that work for me, but there's always chaos in a deal that we thought somebody did show up, the pricing's wrong, I can't get this approved. It never stops ever, and so the longer I put the phone down, the higher the anxiety was, because I knew that there was going to be instead of 4, incrementally more problems to deal with.
Yeah.
But that was all I knew. So I was like, oh, that's life.
It's definitely tough. I mean, I think we've done a pretty good job of figuring out that to a point. Like if he goes away, I'm covering, the team's covering. If I go away, it's not like we disconnect completely, but we definitely disconnect a lot more, able to have that support. When we started, there was none of that. You'd be sitting there trying to get back to people, answer phones on the golf course. I see some of the younger guys that we work with, and they'll come on trips with me, and it's like, I'm not answering my phone because I have people that are there I have my calls forwarded when I'm away to just give you that little bit of a checkout that you need every once in a while. Yeah. And it's tough if you don't have that, because that's like reset's nice.
But they're younger. They can grind. Mm-hmm. We had to put in that time. I mean, I spent 15, 16, 17 years not being able to go on vacation and truly unplug. And I think that's one of the best things about ever randomly meeting Craig. We don't even have to get into that, but like just meeting Craig, having him get into the business, I can literally go away right now and not worry about anything happening, because I know he's going to do whatever it takes to get the job done.
But also, I think it's completely different. Like if you're going to grind and put all that into it, that you control your own destiny and you reap all the rewards, like as running the companies versus, where Scott's going to go away. There's going to be another Scott in that seat. As great as the success we've had, it's who am I doing this for, right? As one of 60,000 versus, my goodness, if I'm going to put this level of effort and energy and sacrifice, it'd be nice to reap the rewards of all that and share that with your teams and your people, make all those decisions. It's definitely admirable. Yeah.
So
I just feels maybe it's an interview potentially.
I've already been thinking about this. I'm sitting over here. I'm like, this guy would be a great leadership, coaching, sales coaching.
You kill it here. Might be something we got to do.
Yeah,
there's always opportunities.
It could be that like we do a Rogan Barstool thing here.
100%. Let's go.
So yeah, but also like 3 guys talking like this. We save all the things in 2026, and everyone's whatever. 3 guys talking like about how they want to spend more time with their kids. Like it's different. It's nice. Like this didn't exist. I don't think all that long ago.
I don't think that existed 3 years ago, 4 years ago. It just didn't exist, and I'm not even 100% sure it exists across the board, right? Because I still see it, and I'm like, damn, we're doing things differently here, right? And it's good. Like we tell people, we don't really have even a vacation policy here. Like the vacation policy is use all the vacation that you want, just get the job done, make sure you got some coverage, and make sure your mind's right, because you can start seeing it wear on people. It's like, you know what? You should take 3 or 4 days off, take a long weekend.
And it's the carrot and the stick, right? Like I think you get more out of people when you treat them with respect and give them some leeway versus, post pandemic, we were one of the first to be like, you got to be in the office at 9. Everybody had just grown accustomed to doing this, and it was do it our way, and it has diminishing returns.
Yeah, I mean, I lead the sales side of things, and I definitely don't lead that way at all. Like I'm not going to sit there and tell people you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this. They're commissioned employees, so they write their own destiny. I'm going to give you the tips and the tricks to be able to get there and the things that work. And he does it probably more than I do too with some of the coaching with people. But it's either you got it or you don't. Like you're not going to take somebody and you're not going to shove this down somebody's throat and make them do it, because it just doesn't work that way. You have to find the right. And we go through people. I mean, there's loan officers we have, and they start and they do very well and they continue to do well. And there's other ones that you just sit there and we're like, there's no chance this is going to work, because they just don't have that. You know, they don't have that drive.
If you hire someone, they're like, hey man, I saw that podcast that Scott was in. I'm going to take 3 vacations, 3 weeks vacation.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that, the person's not going to make it.
No, definitely not.
And you can tell real quick on if somebody's got that like it factor to them.
Yeah. But it's not just the kids. It's I went to the doctor for the first time in like 2 years. My Christmas tree famously has been up for 3 years. Like I've got a whole, oh yeah, this is a whole other story. Yeah, I've got, we got a Christmas tree that hasn't come because it got till March 1 year with the kids. And then we just decided, I was like, hey, this is going to stay up.
Decorated for the year.
So now it's a running joke that's
I'll tell you, it's a lot, man. Because I as much as I do, I couldn't do it without Emily in the background taking down the Christmas tree, putting things away.
If I was a single dad, my Christmas tree would still definitely.
I don't even know if it'd ever go up.
Yeah.
At least you brought it
went up that one time, and now it's
permanent.
And so I win though when whatever that weekend is, the first weekend after Thanksgiving, when everyone's doing all those things. Like you're
like, oh look, new picture,
plug it in.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. So yeah, we would go to the gym, maybe I don't know, cook a dinner here and there. So yeah, we're gonna try it. But to your point, I haven't slowed down in a while, so we'll see. It could
got any plans over the next 90 days? Besides just relax.
I want to become like a 3-hand index. Like my only job in life is to
hit that simulator.
Yeah, exactly. No, man, I want to get some structure. Like I there's a workout class I signed up here for locally at 6 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. Coach Crab, if you're watching this, I've canceled on him. I've canceled on Tom 80% of the time because there's always some excuse. So I want to stop texting excuses to him. Yeah, I want to actually go to the grocery store and maybe make the kid
slow down a little bit.
You mentioned women. There have been I can't keep a relationship because I'm gone, and who knows? Maybe actually find someone that would be nice to do vacations or something. Again, this feels like a dating app. This is great. Long walks on the beach. I'm a great listener. But no, man, just see like the community. Like it would be nice to do a few things. We bring the kids and we donate time and gifts to give. Like just all those kind of things that just time.
So you guys got this like single parenting and the relationship with your ex down pretty pat. It sounds like you guys have a pretty good working relationship on that side.
Well, it's funny. We've been divorced 7 years. At first, I moved out of town. Like I was in a little. We call it the workhouse. Me and the kids, just the three of us in Wareham, and then I bought a place a few years after that in New Bedford, and now I bought a house. I don't know, 0.5 miles from my ex, and yeah, hope wasn't the case early getting along, but we get along amazingly well. Her husband, Christian, I don't know if we're using that. Yeah, we're like best. Well, yeah, like dude,
you guys are best friends.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I coach his kids. Our boys are great.
We go on our trip to Pinehurst, and I'm like, and the two of them are just always together. And I go trick or treating, and here comes Christian, his clan, who has a ton of kids as well, and then here's Scott and his, and I'm like, this is a wild situation to me. Well, but it's
unfortunate that it's so wild because if you told me that like my ex was going to wind up with a guy that, well, obviously his work ethic, what he's accomplished, he's built businesses, like he's super successful, but he genuinely cares about my kids, like they're his, and I think it's in this situation that's all you can ask for, and so the kids love. It was the AFC Championship game. And 45 years ago, the thought of me going to my ex's house to watch a football game with her and the stepdad Christian, unthinkable. Like you couldn't. There wasn't an amount of money in the world you could pay me to be in that situation. And Bennett, my son, shoots me a text like, "Hey, Dad, man, I never want the kids to feel like." Should I be a dad? Should I be over here? Like wherever you're at, we're going to make it as comfortable for you. And the bonus is, as I love the guy, man, like he's fantastic. So we get along great.
And Christian's a good dude too.
Yeah.
That's an easy guy just to get along with.
Hit the lottery. So yeah, you're
like, I lost the wife, but I got a better guy to hang out with, a golf with, and go to Pinehurst with. So winning.
Yeah. I've never said, he is, he's awesome, man. And so the kids, he'll have a ticket to a Celtics game and he'll take Bennett. And
it's awesome.
I think the average person's like, oh, man, do I have to one up that? Because now if he's taking them, I'm like, my son's going to be at a Celtics game doing something he absolutely loves more than anything else. Tonight.
And you're probably traveling.
Yeah. Even if I wasn't, I'm, it's like there's no keeping score. And I mean, they have another, they had another little human together. And I think I even heard as I was walking out the other day, Serena was like, "Bye, Uncle Scott," which was their daughter.
Like,
it was a joke, but yeah, not like I high five all the time. And so,
how many kids does Christian have total? Like how many? Like when you guys all get together, right?
I don't know if I signed an NDA with Christian.
He's got like four.
I think it's 5.
Yeah, I think he's got 5.
And you have 2, so there's like 7 kids.
Yep,
floating around and co-parenting, and that's awesome.
Yeah, so it's awesome there. And then and I say this in front of them, but I also think that's why the time when it's me and I have stayed single. Like that time was just the 3 of us. I think they worship that because it's they're moving fast over there all the time, and they come over with dad, and it's nice to just it's been the 3 of us, man, for 6-7 years. And like you said, we travel, we move around, we do a lot of things together. So they get the best of both worlds. And I mean, they're definitely gonna be in therapy, but hopefully they're not gonna need like 3 or 4 therapists. They'll only need 1.
Yeah. Listen, I came from a divorced family. My parents got divorced when I was like 10 years old. I mean, I think I turned out all right. My wife would definitely tell you I need therapy, but
mine too. So part of the reason is that my parents got divorced when I was 5, and I didn't really see my dad till we became better friends when I was like 18. But I was I was a pretty good basketball player growing up. I was the kid that was winning the games and getting the MVPs and looking over, and I was the only person that didn't have their dad. Yeah. So I know how that feels. So I'm like, I need to be at every one of these things. But no, man, Christian, myself to Chase and Bennett, we play golf tournament. Like it's
you guys do a lot together.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
It's great.
It's tough. I mean, I was the same way growing
We're
up.
going to Mimos tonight.
Yeah,
7 o'clock.
I know, I'm going to try to get there.
Scooter's going to hopefully give me some residuals for that. Yeah.
No, but it's awesome. I mean, it's tough. I grew up, my parents were divorced. My dad moved to California for the majority of my childhood. And it was the same thing. Like, we'd give anything for him to be at the games.
Yeah.
So it's like now, my kids, I'm like, super hard not to go to the games.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
And it's tough, but it's great that you guys get along because, my parents, and they get along fine now, but when they were divorced, there was no coming over to watch football. That was not an option.
And what's funny is I know this town is small and I don't know everybody, but I know that everyone that sees this from the outside probably has their opinions. And
I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
I think it's
amazing.
It's better for you. It's better for the kids. It's better for everyone. I don't know how it's a bad thing.
No, I mean, with us getting along so well, that it's an open door. I can see the kids more. When it's
for
it's
sure,
perfect.
Man.
Sarah's a fantastic mom. Like the whole thing's
works out well.
Yeah.
Jeez. You guys have any family trips planned?
I know. Did you want more? Probably want a little bit more drama for the ratings?
Yeah. Whatever you got, throw it out there.
We're going on a trip with 13 of us. My new girlfriend that I found after Mortgage Daddies.
Yeah, exactly. You never know. So no, that's great. I think the next battle for me is it's interesting as I've always lived in places that are melting pots where everyone is not from that area. As I spend more time here and getting to know some of the crew at his group, it is a wild experience to go out on a Thursday night or just watch a game with somebody, and every single story is about, hey man, you remember when Tommy's cousin's little brother scored 22 points against Stang? And then, it'll lead to who the Stang coach was, and then who the Stang's coach brother, and then they have dinner with somebody's fiance. Every thing is so intertwined. So being an outsider and learning these crews, I mean, I've never seen anything like it. Like everybody is from here.
Coming from the outside, you just go to that dinner. You don't say shit negative about anybody. You're like, because that guy could be related to that other guy. And he's talking shit to him, but they're cousins.
It's good and bad though. Like say that there's a new opportunity, new partner. Simply, I can flash a name to anybody here. I'm like, hey, give me the backstory. And I might get 2 different backstories depending on who I ask. But there's no lack of information coming here locally.
It's an open book too. Everybody's very willing to talk.
Yeah,
it's funny how many people stay around here.
But that's got to be good in the line of work that you're in. It shows if you serve somebody and do all the right things that they're gonna that window, that web
helps,
to get wider and wider.
Yeah. I mean, and I think it's in that whole group like that, we're talking about that whole golf group that goes out and stuff. It's all people that do some similar, but different businesses, and we all help each other out. We all network with each other. And honestly, 90% of the conversations now is about what happened at the sporting event with the kids, what happened at the basketball game, or what happened at the baseball game, or, how bad did Adam Mathis scream, at the game.
We'll do another series. I mean, I coach. It's funny. I played in this whole age of like these parents with social media and NIL. I mean, I could show you my phone 6-paragraph text sometimes that little Tommy didn't get enough playing time, but because she's paying $40 an hour for a personal trainer that said he's going to go play high school and college basketball, who this quarter zip wearing, coach, what do I know? And I should be doing it. Is what we do as volunteers of these coaches. It's more wild pressure and more intensity. And I grew up playing in Miami where we actually had some athletes that went on to play college and maybe pro. I love Peyton Aram, man, but I don't know.
We're not. No one's going to literally the chance of going to the NBA. If you were born and raised here and you're going to be 5'10" is the top height you're going to get with a size 9 shoe, it's probably not going to work out for you. But Craig and I were talking about this morning. It's like, hey, do you coach? Do you not coach? I'm like, I coach summer basketball for my son, and I'm super competitive. I don't think I could do anything after that because I have coached some of that, and I'm getting yelled at by the mom. I've getting yelled at by the parents on a summer league basketball game where it's like rack. I'm like, this is just not worth it. And it's like, your son is walking with 2 left feet. Yeah. He's got a missing arm and he's blind in both eyes. Like, I don't know what we're doing here. Like,
she's like, have you seen him run up and down? Like, we just took 3 timeouts to tie your kid's shoe. Like, what are you talking about? But like, they're like
12 years old. His mom's coming on the court to tie the shoes. I'm like, that guy's not going to make it out.
No, but they see like a kid got $100,000 to go to college and somebody's pumping their tires and like they've made this their identity. And it is, you want to tell them like, my son he's become a pretty good basketball player, but I put him on this team for 2 years where he hardly ever played. And the fact that there was some adversity and I wanted it this way and he played with better kids, he couldn't get the playing time he wanted. And he learned the only way I can get more playing time is to work harder, practice more, and get better. Novel concept, ones that people don't realize that like by writing the coach email to get more playing time, probably not going to work.
Especially as you get into the AAU, you're just not going to make that team. Like,
well, the best thing is like I don't know, there's 4 square. I don't know how big Dartmouth is. There's 19 AAU teams. Because the little Johnny didn't make one team, so then we created another team.
Yeah, it's become a huge just business at this
crazy.
And everybody, but I've had the same conversation with my son. It's like, you want to play more, you got to put the work in. You can't just show up to practice and show up to the game and just expect that you're going to be better. Like, if you want to be the point guard on your AAU team or you want to get the ball more, you got to be better than the point guard. He's putting the work in. You're not. It's not. I mean, that's okay if you don't want to.
Yeah.
You got to make the decision. I think that's with everything in life. It's, do you want to be the best, or do you want to, or the best you can be, or are you okay being content? And, I think sometimes the parents want it more than the kids want it.
That's the problem.
More than
way more than the kids.
Sometimes I like,
I have the same problem. I mean, we all do.
With my schedule, I was like, the reason I was coaching because that was going to give me that time with Bennett. And then, he'd make 3 turnovers, miss a shot, do something. And then for the first 20 minutes of the car ride, I'm ripping this kid. I found myself doing that a few times. And I'm like, what is happening? Like, this is counterintuitive to anything we want to do. He's probably not going to the NBA, as we discussed. So it's hard. It's a fine line. Like, I want, just like I'm sure with your reps, the ones that are going to maybe have dinner and then still kind of prospect at the end of the night for a couple hours. Like, Bennett, do 25 wall taps, some squats, 15 push-ups. It may not give him the 48-inch vertical, but he's learning to like, I'm going to do something every night to hopefully make myself better. And just even that process, hopefully is
he doing it?
He's doing it with Dad the next 90 days. He's going to hold Dad to that.
And then, I think he started watching Stranger Things. That's kind of developed and taking over. So I'm like, but also if that's the case, like, don't ask to start and don't, like, if you're going to skip that, like, just know that just like in business, if you're going to skip some steps, you can't expect the results. I want him to learn that stuff at an early age.
Mm-hmm. You have to.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's tough. I mean, I struggle with it with coaching because, and I was talking to him about it this morning. I was talking to my dad last night about it because I coach Austin's rec team. And, it's like, you know, they can do better or they can do so good, and you try to tell them. And then sometimes it's like, it's harder coming from me because, how Austin is, he wants to do so good where he's like looking over to me every time like a play happens, where he's not just staying in the moment and playing. And he's too worried about if I'm going to be mad or not. And I'm like, did I do a really bad job of making him think that I was going to be mad at him if he didn't do a good job? Probably, and I'm like, I got to figure out now how I can fix that, because I don't care. Like I want him to do good if he wants to do good. But if he doesn't do good, I'm not mad at him. It's when he gets that attitude because he's not doing good. And I'm like now trying to figure out, how do we go backwards here? Like I was literally debating last night, stopping coaching, because I'm like, I don't know if this is counterproductive for him.
Well, I think you were on the text thread where I was like, oh, Bennett scored the last 9 points, won the game. And then Mr. Wilkinson was like, but also you had the 15 looks of disgust and disdain that he'll have to journal and talk to his therapist about, right? And it was like, so, but it's amazing that we're putting this much thought into it, which I hope is a good thing. But yeah, we're all competitive, like crazy sociopaths. So like it's hard, but hopefully they're gonna, like, everyone's coming out in this age of TikTok and YouTube. And if our kids could just have like that 1% extra work ethic, I think they'll separate themselves, which is the hope, and hopefully they'll still like us at the end of the day. So
a lot of therapy coming out of this group.
Yeah, totally.
It's not easy.
No,
not easy at all. But my man, it was a pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah,
nice meeting you.
Absolutely. Good luck on your 90-day venture. I hope you.
Do I want to do one more rundown for the women?
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell them how many hot tubs you have.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
All right,
no, thanks for having me. You guys are the best.
Thanks very much.
Yeah. All right.